Salam, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Hassan and I have helped more than 1000 clients and 25 plus agencies in configuring Facebook Pixel with their WooCommerce store using Google Tag Manager. In this video, I'm going to show you how I configure Facebook Pixel's view cart event on a WooCommerce store using Google Tag Manager. This is the most simplest guide that you're going to find online, and this will take you from beginning to all the way to advanced, where we are tracking e-commerce parameters such as content IDs, content name, parameters and values, etc. When I'm creating this video, I have three main people in mind. I'm creating this video for all the small business owners who want to track this view cart event, but they have no idea how to configure data layer and they have never heard of Google Tag Manager before. This video can also be helpful for all the digital marketing people who are trying to configure this event for their clients. And in the end, this video can also be useful for other freelancers who are trying to configure this for their Upwork or Fiverr projects. But I want to remind you that this is not an intensive coding program where I'm going to show you how to code data layer. This is also not any kind of general e-commerce training session where I will show you how the e-commerce platforms work. And definitely this is not a digital marketing strategy video where I'm going to show you how to utilize this event. This video is primarily focusing on how to configure this event, and hopefully you can take things from there. To make the process easier for you to understand, I have divided this video into 4 different sections. In the first section of the video, I'm going to show you what Google Tag Manager is and how we can configure that on our WordPress store. In the second section of the video, I will show you how we can configure Facebook Pixel's configuration tag, which is like a mother tag, a global parent tag, which is going to fire on all the pages of the website. In the third section of the video, I'm going to show you how we can set up data layer on WordPress store so that we can actually track user interactions such as view cart event and send it back to the GA4 in the fourth section. So by the end of the video, you will see how you can track the view cart event, and you will be able to test that using the Facebook Pixel test section. We will be tracking the value parameter, the currency parameters, the IDs, and all the good things that you need to make sure that you can have advanced tracking, as well as you can provide more information back to your data pixels. Before jumping directly into the video, I want to make sure that you can get the best out of this video. So make sure to watch the video from start to end first and then try to implement whatever I have guided in the video. It is also going to be helpful for you if you take notes, and if you have any questions, you can ask them in the comment section or go to the website and click on Contact Now button. I have also created some really helpful resources for you, such as checklist and other things that you can find in the description of this video box. Now we are going to start the tracking project with adding the Google Tag Manager container on the WooCommerce store. And you have to understand that there are more than 1 million ways to add GTM container code snippets on the WordPress website. Let's just start the video by adding Google Tag Manager configuration code on our website. To add the Google Tag Manager configuration code, we have more than 10 different options that we can do. We can add the code directly using theme files. We can add the code using function.php functions. We can also use header.php, and we can use some other plugins that we might have in the website. However, in this video, I'm going to show you the plugin that I usually use, and I always recommend this plugin to other clients and other freelancers who want to configure any kind of tracking with the Google Tag Manager. So the plugin that we are going to use is called GTM for WP. You can go to your WordPress backend and under the plugin section, click on Add New Plugin. This will take you to a new page where we can search for all the plugins that has been added by the template gallery community. Let's quickly search for the name of the plugin. It's called GTM for WP. This plugin has been created by Thomas Greger. Let's just click on Install Now, and then we can click on Activate button to activate the plugin, and all the settings will be added to our WordPress store. Sometimes we do have to refresh the page after clicking on the Activate button, so let's quickly do that. Great, once the plugin has been successfully added to our store, we can scroll down to the settings section and then go to the Google Tag Manager. This is where we have all the settings for this particular plugin to add the Google Tag Manager code. You might see a warning message on the top, and it says that to use Google Tag Manager snippet, you need to add the GTM container ID. If you have never seen a Google Tag Manager container before, you can just search for tagmanager.google.com, and this will take you to this page where you can either create a new Google Tag Manager container, or if you already have a Google Tag Manager container, you can just select that one. Since I have already created this GTM container, I'm going to copy the ID from either on the top, or I can select this GTM container ID, and this is the only thing that we need. Let's just quickly go back to our WordPress store and paste the ID right here. Once you hit save changes, this should ideally accept the Google Tag Manager container code snippet on your store. However, there is one minor glitch in this plugin. As soon as you click on save, it turns off the container code. So make sure that the container code is turned on, and then you can hit save changes again. Perfect. Now this should have ideally added the Google Tag Manager container on the website, but let's just be sure and make sure everything is working alright. So on your Google Tag Manager container, to test if your GTM container is firing properly, click on the preview button on the top right corner. Once you will click on this preview button, this will take you to a new debug window. This debug window is more like a pipeline that connects your website with your Google Tag Manager container. So you can see all kind of events that are pushing directly into the data layer and what kind of tags and triggers are firing. So let's just add any URL of our website and click on connect. I am directly routing the user to the shop page because I want to see what kind of events are firing on the shop page. Perfect. Now I am on the shop page of our website and I can see that the tag manager has been connected successfully. I can also see that in the debug view, the tag manager is connected successfully and I can see all of the events. There is one more option using the Google Tag Legacy Assistant. If you see this tag button to be green or blue, that means the tag assistant is working fine. However, for some reason, if this is red, then you need to figure that out, why the issue is happening. Great. Now we are done with the first section of the video. Now we can move to the second section where we are going to add the Facebook Pixels configuration code on our website. This configuration code is basically going to track the page view events on our website. So if the user is going to any page on the website, we will track the page view event from there. And again, like how we had the option for adding Google Tag Manager code snippet on the website, we do have multiple options to use when we are working with the configuration tag. However, for this video, I would really prefer using the templates tags that has been provided by community of Google Tag Manager. To find the template tags that are provided by the community, you can go to the template section on your Google Tag Manager container. And on the first option where we can see the tag templates, let's quickly search for search the gallery. When you will click on search the gallery, we do see all the tag templates that has been provided by the community. Let's quickly search for Facebook Pixel. And this Facebook Pixel tag is provided by Facebook Archive team, which is the official Facebook Pixel team. However, since Google and Facebook are not really the best friends, therefore this tag is not available for us by default in the tag section. Great, let's just go to the tag section, and since we want this page view configuration tag to fire on all the pages of the website, for the trigger, we are going to select all pages. And for the tag, let's just select the new tag that we have just installed on our website. You can see that the only thing it requires is the Facebook Pixel ID. So we can go to our events manager. You can find the events manager by directly going to the business.facebook.com, and any page of your business manager, whether you are on ads page or whether you are on your Facebook profile page, you can find this option for all tools. And just click on event manager. Once you will click on event manager, you will be routed to this page, and then you can select the data sources option. If you have created pixels before, then you can simply select this pixel ID. However, if you have not created the Facebook pixel before, you can just click on this plus green button to create a new pixel for yourself. Since I already have a demo pixel, I'm going to copy this ID, go back to the Google Tag Manager container and paste the code right here. Let's rename this tag to Facebook Pixel Configuration Tag. If your spellings are perfect like mine, you don't have to use autocorrect, but it's alright. Since we are going to use this pixel ID multiple times, we might need it for the view cart event. So let's quickly create a variable for this one, so we don't have to go back and forth to copy the variable. Let's create a constant variable and paste the value right here. Let's rename it to Facebook Pixel ID and hit save. Great. Now, ideally, our Facebook Pixel configuration tag should be firing. But let's just quickly test if it is working all right or not. Also, whenever you are going to make any changes to the variable section, trigger sections, or tag section in your Google Tag Manager, it's a good practice to click preview button once more. But before doing that, I'm going to open the test events section on the Facebook Pixel so that I can see all the events that are firing. And now let's just do a preview button again to see if our Facebook configuration tag is properly fired. Once the pipeline has been connected to the website again, we can verify this tag from 3 or 4 different positions. We can install a Facebook pixel helper that can help us see what kind of events are firing, and we can see that the Facebook page view event is loading perfectly. We can also verify the same information by clicking on this container loaded event, and we can see that the Facebook tag has fired successfully. And if you go to the event test section, we can also see that the Facebook page view event has been received here. So that's great. We are done with the second section of the video, and now we can finally move to the third section of the video where we can configure the data layer event, which is going to push that view cart information whenever the user visits our cart page. So for that, we can go back to the plugin that we have here, and under the integration section, you can see a new option for WooCommerce events. And on the WooCommerce section, just select this track e-commerce event, scroll down and hit save button. Once you will enable the e-commerce tracking option, it should ideally add the e-commerce event on your WooCommerce store. But as soon as the changes are saved, let's just quickly verify if this is working correctly or not. Let's go to our website and let's add any of the items to our cart. So we will have something in our cart, right? And so once the item has been added to the cart, let's go to the cart page directly. On the cart page, we should see an event called View Cart Event. Now we are on the cart page, and if I go back to the Google Tag Legacy Assistant window, I can see that a new event which is called View Cart has been fired. If you will open this API data layer call, you will see that it has information of all the item objects that are added to the cart. The total value is 455, and then we have one item which is vintage canvas and the other one is smart LED. You can see that we have one item right here and then we have another item right here, and the total is 455. Now we want to track this information from the data layer and send it back to the Facebook pixel as a view cart event in the fourth section of the video. So let's just quickly do that. In order to make sure that we can track all of this information and send it back to Facebook pixel, we have to do a few more things, and this section is the most complicated section. So I want you to pay very close attention first and then try to replicate the system that we are working. The first thing we have to do is capture all of the information from this data layer and store them in variables. Once we have all the information in the variables, then we have to map the variables into something that Facebook pixel can actually understand. Since this data layer that we have right here, it is following the GA4 data layer conventions, we need to map it to Facebook pixel's data layer conventions. Great. So let's just quickly create all the variables that we need. We might need something for e-commerce.currency, we need something for value, and then we need something for items. So let's just create these three variables first, and then we will see how we can map them later on. So under the variable section, let's just create a first variable where we can capture the currency parameters. Since this e-commerce is an object because it is starting with the curly braces, we can use the dot notation to capture anything inside it. So e-commerce.currency will give us USD, e-commerce.value will give us this, and e-commerce.item will give this array of item to us. So let's create one for e-commerce.currency first. So let's do that. E-commerce.currency. Instead of doing constant, we have to do the data layer variable. My bad. Let's rename it to DLV e-commerce.currency. Now we need to do the same thing for value. Let's create another data layer variable and let's call it e-commerce.value and rename it to DLV e-commerce.value. And now we need to do the same thing for items array. Perfect. Again, in order to map this items array into content underscore IDs, content underscore name, contents, and all the things that Facebook pixel need, we can do this either using the code snippets ourselves, or we can use one other tag template that has been created by, again, the beautiful team of State. So to use that, let's just go to the template section again and click under the variable sections to search for the gallery. Under the gallery, we are looking for Facebook parameter generator, and this is created by State team. So let's just quickly add this to the workspace so we can use this under the variable section. Let me quickly show you what kind of things we need for this variable to work. So let's just click on new. Under the variable configuration section, let's select the Facebook parameter, and it only needs 5 different things. The first thing it needs is the array of items that we have. For us, the item array is under e-commerce.item. So let's just select that. And first, to create the contents, we have to tell where the item ID is inside the array. If we go back to the data layer, we can see that the item ID is under item underscore ID. So let's just quickly tell it here. Then we need name. The name should be under item underscore name. So let's copy that. The price of the items are under price. So let's paste that right here. And the quantity of the items are under quantity itself. So let's paste it right here. Perfect. Let's rename this to Facebook parameter generator, e-commerce items, and this one is for contents. Great. Now we need to do the same thing for 3 more variables. So let's quickly do that. Let's select the e-commerce items array. And now we are going to create the content underscore ID. The ID is underscore item ID. The name is under name. Price is under price. And the quantity is under quantity. Let's rename this to Facebook parameter generator, e-commerce item, and content IDs. Great. Now we need to do the same thing 2 more times for content underscore names and num items. Instead of creating a new one, let me just copy and paste this one, and then we can just select the content names. Let's rename the variable. And now we need to do this 1 more time for the items array. Let's copy this one and select num items. And let's rename it to num items. Perfect. Now we have all the variables that we needed for the event. Now we can go back to the tag section and create the tags that we need. Unlike the page view event, we don't want this event to fire on all the pages of the website. We only want it to fire whenever this view cart event is fired inside the data layer. So let's just select this view cart event and create a new custom event which will only trigger once the user has visited the cart page and this event has been fired. So let's do this, and this should create a specific new trigger for us. And for the tag, we can select the again Facebook configuration tag. Since we have already created a constant Facebook pixel ID, we can select that one. And the name of the event that we want to send back is called view cart. Great. Now we also want to send some additional information that will help Facebook data. Now we also want to send some additional information such as content underscore IDs, content underscore name, num underscore items, value, currency, then we have contents, and then we have content underscore type. Now we can create, since we have already created the variables for all of these, we can just refer back to them. So let's just select content underscore IDs. Let's select content underscore name. We have value under e-commerce dot value. Oops, a value is right here. First we have to select num items. Then we have currency under e-commerce dot currency. We have contents under here. And then the content type is product. Great, we have added all the variables that we needed. Let's quickly rename this to view cart, and ideally everything should be working all right, but since we are doing it again, let's just quickly do another test. Since we have added new tags, let's just refresh the page. Now we are on the shop page. Let's just add any item to the cart, or we can just directly visit the cart page, but let's just add one more item to the cart before making any changes. Let's do add to cart on this item, and let's go to the cart page directly to see if the view cart event is firing properly. So let's click on the view cart button. Once we are on the cart page, we can see using the Facebook pixel helper that the view cart event has fired, and it has all the information that we needed, such as the items array, it has the name of the event, it has the IDs, it also has the value and num item total. We can also verify this information from here that the view cart tag has fired. And on the Facebook event manager, we can also see that this view cart event has fired, and it has all the details that were required by the parameter links. So great, now we have successfully configured the view cart event, and you need to make sure about one more thing, that once you are done with the changes, make sure that you don't forget to publish the events. Otherwise, all the changes you have made so far, they will be in the draft mode and they will not be active. So let's quickly publish the changes with Facebook view cart event name, and this should be everything that you needed to know. Great! Now I also have one more bonus section for you since you have lost it by the end of the video, and to make your life easier and you don't have to configure all of these variables, tag templates and triggers, I have created a template for you that you can download from the link in the description. Once you have downloaded that JSON file, you can go to the admin section of your Google Tag Manager container and click on import container. Once you click on import container, you can simply select the file that I have recorded here. And let me just select this file for myself. All you have to do is go to the admin section on your Google Tag Manager container and click on import container. Once you will click on import container, just select the JSON file that you have downloaded. For me, the JSON file is right here. Then you can select existing container and then click on merge. Then you can hit confirm, and this new tag template that we have done in this video will be added to your website. The only thing that you have to do is go to the variable section and update the Facebook pixel ID so you can send the event back to the actual Facebook pixel. And then just publish the changes and you should be good to go. So now you are successfully tracking view cart event, and if you want to see how we can track the begin checkout event when the user goes from the view cart page to the final checkout page, you can watch this video right here.